Hey guys, this is Savannah from earthandwater.co. So we've been going through the chakras, and if you're not familiar with those, you might want to take a couple steps back and re-listen to the previous episodes, because today we are talking about the Sacral Chakra, which is the second chakra. Again, we want to start working on these from the bottom up because that's the direction in which the energy flows through them. So if you don't have the good, stable, solid, secure base down, then it's going to be a little rocky going up. Again, a lot of people like to start with the third eye chakra because it's fun. And I mean, sure, go ahead, try it out. But especially if you have anxiety issues, maybe not the best thing. So making sure you work on these lower physical chakras first is going to help make sure you're grounded in reality and solidity, and just work on it helps with the anxiety, keep being grounded before you start moving on to all of the non-physical chakras, which can be more fun but not always the best solution. Again, do what you want. I'm just here to facilitate and guide your practice. Can you jump around from chakra to chakra? Sure. It's just not the most efficient. Anyway, the second chakra is the sacral, located in the lower abdomen area, usually around the sexual organs. I don't know why I said usually. That's exactly where it's at. Super not comfortable pronouncing the Sanskrit names because, for a lot of reasons, my accent, I'm sure, butchers the crap out of it. But it's Svastisthana, which means one's abode. Why does Sanskrit even matter? Well, if you're not familiar with what Sanskrit is, it is our oldest written language that we are aware of, and it was formulated so immaculately that the vibrations that the sounds make of the name directly correlate with the vibration and frequency of what it is naming it. So it was a beautifully written language, an amazingly written language, like something we probably could not duplicate today. Well, I don't know, maybe we could simply because we understand how they did it or what it is or whatever. I definitely haven't studied Sanskrit. It just comes up a lot in my studies, so I've heard some things about it, and it's just magical that it directly correlates with the vibrations of that which it means, which makes it that much powerful when you want to manifest and work with words as all of those good stuff. But anyway, that's why Sanskrit matters. But the sacral chakra's color is orange, and it governs not only the things, the organs in the area in which it is located, so lower abdomen area, sexual organs stuff, reproductive stuff. It's our center of creativity, which also kind of goes with reproduction. You're creating life. It's creative. It's our center of passion, our emotions. When you can feel something in your gut, that's your sacral chakra talking to you. And your gut microbiome, which is also capable of thought, but that's a whole nother podcast episode. The human body really is just an amazing thing. So the chakras can change in a moment's notice, on a dime, and usually kind of probably always are. Different things can correlate to them. So you have your chronic blocks that, this is really the stuff that happened to you when you were a child that caused a big impact on how you lived your life from there on out. Those are our chronic blocks, and the ones that most of us probably should be concerned about. But day-to-day life, constantly interacting with us, our chakras are picking up on that. So you can test your chakras at any given moment with a pendulum just dangling over it, and it'll tell you if it's closed, if it's open, if it's really open, or if it's just kind of open, if it's slow, if it's sluggish, if it's fast, if it's overreactive. Like, it'll tell you all sorts of things, but it's only going to tell you what the chakra is doing in this moment in time, and literally a single thought can shift it and make it do other things. So if they seem to be so up and down and all over the place all the time, why does it even matter that we're looking at them? Well, if you find yourself like in a rut, or, something's not right. You're not feeling great, or you're having some problems in any area, mentally, emotionally, physically, quality of life, because, our inside reflects our outside and vice versa. Reading your chakras is going to give you kind of a direction on which to focus, because, we don't always understand our feelings or our emotions or why things are happening or why we are stuck in these patterns and what's going on. So our chakras is a system to work with that'll help us give direction to where we should be focusing our growth and understanding and healing, so that we can because it's going to come back up later. If you don't fix it now, it's going to come back up later, because that's how cycles work. It's the cyclical nature of just life in general. Because a lot of times we'll think that we healed a specific thing in our mindset, life, trauma, whatever, and then boom, it's back. And you're like, what the crap? Well, maybe you healed it a little bit, but these things go a lot deeper than we think they do. So I highly recommend, anytime you're feeling in a rut or just not great, or you're sick, or you have like some stuff going on that's not great, give your chakras a read and just kind of see what they're doing, and it'll give you an insight to maybe how to move forward in fixing them. There's a lot to all of this chakra stuff, and I hope that I'm giving them to you in bits and pieces that are digestible enough to build upon. And it's not just all chaos all the time. It kind of feels like it's all chaos all the time on me. But, when you have all of this knowledge and you're just kind of like trying to relay it, it doesn't always come out great. But I trust the process. So anyway, back to the sacral, individually, in and of itself. Physical ailments could include menstrual reproductive problems, urinary problems, infertility, gynecological, lower back pain. That's something a lot of us have, isn't it? Spleen issues, kidney issues, gallbladder issues, just to name a few. It's going to be that whole little section right there in the lower abdomen. So any organ that's in that area, not only organs, skeletal structures, skin, all of that. Mental problems, and this goes to like a mental and emotional problems, would be unbalanced emotions, guilt, codependence, creative blocks, writer's block, goes with that. Apathy, detachment, oversensitivity, emotional outbursts, overeating, and manipulation. And again, I have a blog post for every chakra individually with all of these notes laid out for you, so you don't have to take notes. You can just go over there and, I don't know, whatever you need to do with it. Sometimes we digest better if we see it written down. It's whatever you want. I just try to make all of this as digestible as possible for you, and some people listen, learn better, and some people read, learn better. Quality of life manifestations from a bad, I don't want to say bad, nothing's inherently good or bad. Everything just is until it interacts with positive or negative energy. But anyway, quality of life manifestations to a chakra that is unhealthy would be unhealthy intimate relationships and a sense of purpose or lack thereof. And like we covered in the last episode with the root chakra, it's best that you can do a lot of things. You can, for example, with the sacral chakra, wear orange and eat orange foods. But these are just kind of, essentially Band-Aids on something that you need stitches for, or like Play-Doh trying to hold it together, whereas you need like some Gorilla Glue. The best ways to really heal the chakras is to understand, it's the shadow work stuff, is to understand what caused the block in the first place, so that you can reformulate the beliefs and ideas that go with that's causing issues, or rework and understand the past traumas that caused them. This is the chakra that gives a lot of people the frets, because it comes from a lot of people have sexual abuse trauma, and that is a biggie. And I'm not going to sit here and try to say that I can help you understand or heal that. That is definitely not my area of expertise specifically, but I will tell you that those particular traumas do tie to the sacral chakra. So if you need help, definitely reach out to someone who specializes in those types of traumas and healing those types of traumas. and I wish you all of the best, because that is a tough one. Our sacral chakra is our center of our inner child. It's where our inner child lives and hangs out, wanting to create and play. And when that inner child is damaged, it can really set us up for some negative manifestations physically, mentally, and quality of life wise moving forward into adulthood. Again, my heart is with you. So some generic affirmations that we can use with this sacral chakra. And again, know your trauma, know your blocks, know your stories and all of that, so that you can specifically formulate things, affirmations to you specifically for your problems, because that's going to make them way more effective. But until then, generic ones can help, such as: I am inspired, I am creative, I am joyful, I am in control, I am unique, I am special. You know, what would your inner child wish to hear? What did you wish grown-ups were telling you when you were a child? Tell yourself those things now, over and over and over again, until you believe it. And know that most of the time, those adults who are not giving you the love that your sacral chakra needed, the freedom, the creativity, all of that, they also had really damaged inner childs, okay? Their sacral chakras were also very damaged. Bless their hearts. None of us really understood anything about psychology or energy work until recently, right? And even then, it's few and far between. So moving forward with compassion and understanding, at least trying to, for those who came before us who didn't have the internet or the tools to do better. And should they have just been a nice person, a better person? Yeah, they absolutely should have. But, you know, damaged children do very strange things. Hate begets more hate. Congratulations on being the one to break those cycles. It's not fun having to be the one, but, you know, here we are, and we're making the best of it, right? Anyway. Crystals that can help specifically with the sacral chakra in your meditation practices and other rituals are citrine, moonstone, carnelian, sunstone, tangerine quartz, amber. Essentially just, you know, those orangey crystals. Other things that can help heal the sacral chakra are creativity, creative practices, you know, draw, paint, anything. Woodwork, creativity stems big and far. So write, you know, whatever you want, whatever creative outlet that you are specific to, well, if that makes sense, I'm sure it does, what are words, is great. To be a well-rounded, healthy individual, we have to be creative, okay? Humans are creative creatures. Point blank, period, end of story. I don't care how non-creative you think you are. It probably just stems from you comparing yourself to other kids or being told that you weren't, or I don't know, lots of things it could stem from. But you are creative, I promise, and you just haven't found your creative outlet yet. Keep looking. Another thing you can do is explore your sexuality. I'm not going to get into that because plenty of other people get into that, but that's the thing that you can do. Unpack your emotions, which is something that most people don't want to do because it is uncomfortable, okay? It is. I know. It's a whole lot more comfortable just to block them off and shut them down and refocus your attention elsewhere, isn't it? But those emotions get stuck in our body and cause problems. So even though that's the easier thing to do a lot of the times, it is definitely not the healthiest thing to do. Not for you, not for the people around you, not for the world, not for anything that you come in contact with, okay? You have got to process those emotions and let them flow from you so that that energy doesn't get stuck, okay? Because it's going to make you sick, and it's going to impact your relationships, and it's going to bother everything it can bother until you notice it. You know, just like a child. It's like a child being ignored, okay? You don't want to neglect that. That's not nice. And we want to do better than those that became before us, right? So anyway, there's that, the sacral chakra, and the next one's the solar plexus, so we'll stop here and pick up there. Take a few minutes to enjoy some meditation music, close your eyes, take a deep breath, relax your face, relax your shoulders, and just sink into the grounding and mindfulness of where you are. Know that you are enough and that you are doing great. Come join us in the Facebook group. Namaste.